Hey, good morning, friends. This video right now is probably going to be about 14 minutes, I'm guessing. Please stand by, watch it all. This is not a video where I'm showcasing my greatness or my achievements or the proper way to do something. This is showing clear failures and flaws that I am directly and indirectly responsible for, and my efforts to fix them, remedy them for the customer. All the work I'm doing right now is out of pocket. I'm just doing it that way. It kind of sucks, but it's just the right thing to do. So take 15 up to 15 minutes and watch this video. I want to show you right now. We're going to be talking about the Alfa Romeo. Okay, stand by.
You're gonna freak out yours and say, look, we
Yeah. So, my friend Richard, the coolest Mexican Italian ever. This is his car. What year is this?
74.
74. I think Doris's is a 73. But they're the same cars, though.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, they sure are nice cars. You know, years ago when I was little, I didn't care for them really. I don't think this car's been hit in the rear end, which is really good. Really good. How long did he have this car?
About in 1989.
89?
About in 1989.
Wow.
And
Yeah.
took it apart like 2 years later, man. And then that was it.
He drove it around a little bit.
Yeah. He used to drive me around when I was a kid. Here you go, man. Here's another part for you.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah.
Texas.
Could be worse.
It's Texas. So I came down here mainly to just look at these gaps, and the gaps on this car are about 6.5 millimeters average, and I don't think this car's ever been hit. This car's never been in a wreck, has it? Yeah, just that fender bender, but that's it. So it appears the gaps are much bigger than what we established on Joris's Alpha. So yep. Yeah, they're nice cars. I've sure grown fond of these automobiles. And the gap on this door is the same as on the other side. So we're at 6.5 millimeters average. So I definitely am going to have to fix the gap on the passenger side. And the weird thing is that when I put the doors on Joris's Alfa, the gaps were not this wide. They were not this at this 6.5 millimeters. I used a paint stir stick and put it in, you know, the gap, and that was, and the paint stir stick fit. But since it came back from paint, this is even really tight right here. You can barely get a fingernail in. So I don't know how that happened, but it did. So hey, sorry about that video cutting off just a moment ago of the red Alfa Romeo GTV. I was outside. It was high 90s temperature wise, and I had the iPhone here is very susceptible to the heat from the sun, and I was right there in the sun, as you know and as you saw. So what I want to just show you now is a transference of the information I garnered and gathered yesterday off the red Alfa, applying it to the same car, the same model year. Well, this is a 73, the red one was a 74. I'm going to transfer that data right here. It's all prepared. Let me show you that right now. So and I just need to talk about this in a professional manner. And the goal of this video and these videos and these strung together videos is to show, to teach and to show that there was a mistake made. And I own it, okay? I own a good portion of this. Now, granted, the painter has some responsibility in this too, but I'm not going to sit here and blame a painter or blame somebody else for something that I can, you know, I can wear that shoe or that hat fits me on some applications, okay? I'm not 100% responsible, but I am 100% responsible because I subbed this out to a painter, but I didn't pay the painter, the owner paid the painter. So is it a question of I tell the owner, F you, go talk to the painter because money didn't move through me? Probably, legally, technically, I could do that and get away with it, but ethically, I won't do that because I just won't, okay? I just can't do that. So the painter has said that he would make this right, and I know the painter doesn't know that this is going on, so I need to prepare this for him so it's a minimal impact on his end because I want him to be able to do the best job possible. What we see here on the paper, the numbers are the gaps of the red car in millimeters. As you can see right here, it says Alfa Romeo GTV driver's door template, original gaps on a untouched car. And that was Richard's car. His car was untouched, never been in a wreck. As I said in the previous section of this video, these are the average gaps. At those locations, those points, those arrows is the gaps of the red car. Should I replicate those here? I don't know, because right here where it says ideal gaps, that's a variance between 4.16 and 4.7 millimeters. That sounds like a lot. It's really not, and it's really kind of sort of difficult to determine that just from the naked eye. Now right here in that section above, that's discernible with the naked eye, and this is the objective and this is the goal, is I want to have this appear to be normal from perspective of the naked eye. I don't want it to be too tight. I don't want it to be too big of a gap. And I'm going to show you on the other side. I don't think the light will reach there, so I'm going to show you on the other side. Now, this work that I'm doing here, I'm going to have to do on the other side because these gaps are just way too tight. Way too tight. You step back and you look at it and it appears to be decent, but you get up on it, the gaps are very tight, almost too tight. The front of the door is good. The bottom of this door is good. It's the other door that was the problem. This is just, I'll get it right. You know, I have to get it right, folks. I'm kind of guilty of this too. I make videos. I sometimes make videos and showing how good I am, how wonderful this job is. And then you see on YouTube, you can see if you're looking at this type of material or you find this type of material interesting, you'll find, we all find the quote experts out there. You know, people that parlay their work as infallible, okay? And it may be, but it may not be. I mean, it could be the perspective of the individual skill set and experience. So this is a clear screw up, okay? This is really bad. These gaps have to be right. Something that was also really bad, and as I spoke about in a previous video, was the bulbous nature of the door. How it had too much of an oil canning effect in it. That's all going to be fixed. The one thing I can't find here in the shop, and I know I loaned it out, I know who I loaned it out to. He's saying he doesn't have it, but I know he has it because I remember distinctly giving it to him. My stud weld-on gun. I need that for this door before I pull the door off. But I can't find it. I don't know where it is. So I might have to buy another one. But I've marked this door. It's ready to come off. These gaps are here. I think what I'm going to do is use between 4 and 5 millimeters at the very extreme ends. Ideally 4.16 to 4.7 millimeters is the gap I'm going to establish on this door and the other door. That is a closer gap than stock, but I think it's a good gap. And I think that's going to be less of an impact that I'm going to have to do like I did here, repairing this gap, grind it down, re-weld it. I ground it down and I compromised, as I knew I would, the integrity of where the quarter panel wraps around onto the existing B-pillar structure. Because when you grind it down, you lose the integrity and you expose the B-pillar right through the middle of it. This is how you remove skins really quickly. You zing that thing off and you pull the whole skin off. I knew when I ground that down that I would have that problem, so I used yesterday a bunch of copper, put it behind here, welded a new gap, put welded material on here, and I still have some pieces of copper back there which I will grind down, but I'm going to establish the gaps into the 4.1 to 4.7 millimeter range, and I think that will be good. At least I hope so. I hope that'll be good enough for the owner. I think it will. I think he'll have no problem with that, and it will look good. So, lessons learned. Apply these lessons. Apply what I'm sharing with you guys or gals in your work. Even people you might hire to do this kind of work. You know, be informed of this information. Perhaps maybe this video and other videos that I make might cause to inspire you to have that good question or that proper question to bring to your craftsman whomever's doing the work, you hire them to do. You know, bad news does not get better with age, and this is kind of bad news, okay? I don't know. I mean, I know what happened, and part of it's on me, as I said, about the quarters, but they lined up all really well. Everything lined up perfectly. You know, there's some hard points on these quarters that just cannot be negotiated. Okay, how this quarter comes up and lays into this curvature of the C-pillar, that cannot be negotiated. How the quarter comes back here, how it interacts with the deck lid. If you remember my video, you'll know that this was a real, you know, I've got videos and pictures to show this area being installed on both sides. So some things are just not negotiable. Okay, how the wheel arch fits into the existing inner wheel well, that's non-negotiable. Okay, everything on these Alfa Romeo aftermarket parts from Classic Alfa in England are top-notch quality. This kind of stuff probably is normal in the process of doing these cars, but how and why it was allowed to be painted with the gaps the way they were is beyond me. And I'm going to put in here right now some pictures of these doors prior to going to paint with the gaps set, you know, after I put the stuff together. I'm going to show you right now, and then I'm going to close the video off. Okay, everybody have a great day, a great week, and you know, I'm glad to be able to share the good, bad, and the ugly. Hopefully, mostly everything I do share is good and of a proper technical and properly done. That's my goal. Okay, so even the f ups I'll share. Choose.